Do you know that you can learn anything and become good at it? It could be math and science, a Rubik's Cube, video games, a new language, or even a musical instrument. In this video, I will give you 5 neuroscience-backed techniques to help you learn anything at all without spending too much time. And one bonus tip at the end. So come on, let's get going. Hey everyone, this is Chetna and you're watching ChetChat. It's a Friday today and we are talking about those neuroscience-backed techniques to help you learn anything at all without spending too much time. Now, I came across this book by Barbara Oakley called Learning How to Learn, and today we will talk about some of her research. Now take a look at this image. 13-year-old Magnus Carlsen is playing his first match against legendary chess genius Garry Kasparov. What would you say to the youngster? Focus, buddy. This is a match of a lifetime. But what if you found out that Kasparov was not able to defeat this distracted teenager? Surprised? Now see this image. In 2022, a 17-year-old Indian Grandmaster Pragnananda Ramesh Babu defeated world champion Magnus Carlsen in what seems like a deja vu moment. And now, what if I told you that sometimes you need to be a less focused learner in order to become a better learner? How? Neuroscientists say that the brain has 2 modes of learning. One is the focused mode and the second, the diffuse mode. Have you experienced that when you're struggling on a difficult problem, you may find the answer when you're walking or taking a shower? Think of your brain as a pinball table and the thoughts inside them as the ball. In the focused mode, the bumpers are close together and the ball keeps going around the same small area. You are stuck in a problem. In a diffuse mode, the bumpers are far apart and the thoughts move freely. So the first technique of learning to learn anything is to take a break. If you've been focusing on a challenge for too long, take a break. Call a friend, go for a walk, play a musical instrument, draw, paint, or take a shower. And when you come back to the problem after 5 or 10 minutes, you may just have landed an out-of-the-box solution. Look at this graph. As your attention starts dropping, take a break. 5 minutes is enough. Come back at a higher level of concentration and repeat each time your concentration breaks. This way, if you studied for 1 hour, chances are that you were able to operate at peak levels for 50 minutes. Now, let's address the elephant in the room, procrastination. What happens to us at the thought of studying or learning an instrument or doing our homework or even working out in the gym? Groan, moan. When we think of doing some of these tasks, the area in the brain that experiences pain, the insular cortex, lights up and it actually feels like a stomachache. So there are 2 approaches to deal with this pain. The first is what most people do: procrastinate. Postpone the work and the pain goes away. But a better way to deal with this pain is to work through it. Once you get started on the task that you didn't want to do, the pain goes away after about 20 minutes. The insular cortex calms down and is happy that you're finally getting on with the job. So our second technique is to just get going. Don't put off the work until later. The best time to plant a tree is 20 years ago. The second best time is now. So here's what I want you to do. 1. Switch off all distractions. Find a quiet place. Set a timer for 25 minutes. Get going. Focus on your task as well as you can. 25 minutes is not that long. You can do it. Now for the best part. After 25 minutes, reward yourself. Cuddle your dog, go out for a walk or chat with a friend for 5 or 10 minutes. Do whatever floats your boat. Dip into your diffuse mode with that reward. This is called the Pomodoro technique. It's a good idea to do something during the break that is very different from what you've been focusing on. And if you find distractions annoying, then I will share a video with you which will help you overcome these distractions. My third technique is to learn something just before going to sleep and to sleep well at night. Let me tell you about Santiago, an 11-year-old who hated school, had a poor memory, and even landed in jail one time for blowing a hole in his neighbor's gate with a homemade cannon. What if I told you that this is the story of Santiago Ramon Cajal, a Spanish histologist who received the 1906 Nobel Prize for Physiology and went on to become the father of modern neuroscience? Santiago's story is not only meant to be a lesson that anyone can do anything, but what he discovered about neurons is even more powerful. Santiago looked at thousands of brain scans and MRI images and found that when you learn something and sleep, the neurons develop new synaptic connections. New neurons are built and the brain actually develops more neural pathways. It's a bit like going to sleep and waking up with a brain upgrade. Isn't that cool? So if you have something important to remember or some difficult concept to understand, study it at night just before going to bed and have a good night's sleep. Don't let anyone tell you that 4 hours of sleep is enough. Have a minimum 7 hours sleep every night and see the magic of learning unfurl in your life. Which brings me to my fourth technique, spaced repetition. During the day, a lot of metabolic waste and toxins accumulate between the brain cells. And when we sleep, a metabolic sweeper comes along every night and cleans out all this waste. And also, some of the neural pathways that are not being used. So if you don't practice or review the learning, it can also easily fade away or disappear. Use it or lose it. This is the reason why cramming at the last minute is a terrible idea. Each time you learn something new, you want to revisit it soon. Look over your notes, explain it to a friend. I found that the best way to remember a joke is to tell it to someone else. Don't just look for answers. Pull it from your mind. This is called active recall. This active pulling from your mind puts some pressure on your brain to think and increases your brain power. Just looking at the answer does not help. And the fifth technique of learning anything faster, use metaphors, a comparison between two things. Einstein said, imagination is more important than knowledge. Example, imagining electron distribution in an atom like a cloud, imagining your eyes like a camera, and the sun like a giant ball of fire. Metaphors help you get it faster, make more connections, and simplify tough concepts by relating them to easier concepts that are already understood. This is called the neural reuse theory. You're reusing ideas you've already learned to assist you in learning new ideas. But are you still wondering how Santiago won the Nobel Prize? His dad got him interested in medicine by taking him off secretly to a graveyard at night back in the 1860s to look at bodies. Once his interest was sparked, he worked very hard, failed several times, but combined his skills in art, math, and using metaphors to understand the human body, all to become the father of neuroscience. And finally, the bonus tip, exercise. Exercise builds new neurons. There are two main ways in which the brain creates more neurons. One is travel to new environments, and the second is exercise. Even walking helps. Exercise allows you to grow new and stronger links. It also sends more oxygenated blood to the brain while making you feel happy and confident on the side. So there you have it, 5 neuroscience-backed techniques and 1 bonus tip to help you learn anything at all without spending too much time. So, happy learning!